What's the worst advice you've ever been given? If you don't like something a man does in the bedroom, lie and say that you do. Also, if you don't want children, lie to your partner and say that you do. Otherwise they will leave you and people will think you're a horrible person. And this, don't go to the doctor when you've come to terms with the reality that you have an eating disorder. You're strong enough to deal with it on your own. If you go to the doctor, others will find out. People won't want to be friends with you because they'll think you're crazy. All this advice has come from the same person. Jesus will provide if you accept him into your heart. He did for me. Spoken by my dumb fuck mother-in-law who thinks Jesus provided for her lazy ass. As her husband, my father-in-law who busted his ass working 10-12 hours a day, 6 days a week, running his contracting business, while she stayed home taking naps all day and had a house cleaning service. My parents told us not to buy a house in 2005. We had an opportunity to get into a house, a $1,500 down and $700 a month. They didn't like that we didn't have 20 down. The rate wasn't that great. We did it anyway. Flipped it in a year. Bought another one and have been here since. If we hadn't done it when we did, we wouldn't have been able to do it at all. Just let your wife buy what she wants and you find a way to pay for it. All the time. That's the way to keep a marriage happy. This was said to me by her father. I told him if that's what it takes to stay married, I'll just file for divorce and be single. I'm not going to be a little bitch for my wife. And if she expects that she can fuck right off, don't buy that flat apartment, son. It'll never be worth much more than that. Said flat sold 12 months later for double the original asking price. Don't buy that house, son. It'll never be worth much more than that. Said house sold for over 4x the asking price within 8 years. Both times, my dad to me. That crying in a Lamborghini is better than crying in a shitty Nissan. Loved one passes away, me, oh thank God I have this Lamborghini. Imagine if I had to deal with this grief in a Nissan. How many times do we need to be told that money doesn't buy happiness for people to believe it? Cut off birth control. Start a better diet and exercise every day. Depression gone before you know it. Of course, taking antidepressant pills is a much easier temporary solution, but it comes with a cost. Be yourself, they said, right before a job interview for professional clown school. Turns out, my fear of clowns didn't make for a great first impression. Who knew? Sometimes, maybe adjust the you dial a bit for the audience. You need to stop taking life-saving medications for my autoimmune disease. I looked up the side effects and they can be really bad for you. Really. Because my other option is death. I think I will risk the side effects. This is a personal one that I don't know if others receive, but the everybody knows how to drive. Every man loves PY. Every adult wants a child. Are just a few I've received. Never give up. Giving up is often a pretty solid idea. The idea that I have some moral obligation to finish everything I start is a terrible waste of time and energy. To leave an abusive environment without significant savings and a plan. And to go no contact. So much trafficking and rape happens to women who end up homeless. Switch to the carnivore diet. And stop taking your meds. My mum, who obviously knows more about depression than I do apparently, do whatever you love while you're young, proceeded to do drugs. Thankfully, I got a reality check one day and fixed the issue. Go to college if you want to be successful. And you can't not go because you gave no choice. My high school basically. No need to go to the doctor. It'll heal on its own. My friend's mom gave him this advice. Well, guess how it turned out. You can't cry until it's over. My mum is an amazing woman in so many ways. But she missed the mark on that one. Train your husband early that sex is a reward for good behavior. My he was on a 3rd marriage. Money doesn't solve your problem. Every problems I have in the past can easily be solved with money. If you ever find yourself naked out on the street, it's better to cover your face than your body. Get a credit card to help build your credit. Biggest fucking scam aside from religion. Stop dating losers. Shut your mouth and you'll always be poor. You just have to have faith that everything is going to be alright. Don't buy that house, it is more than $100 a square foot.